Hello everyone. Today we're once again at our mini farm. We wanted to tell you that we were contacted by a company called Danish Feed Balance about testing their products.
That's it.
We got it for review and tried it on our animals. Since we have goats and horses, well, we don't count the birds because we don't have many. Mainly we have goats. They sent us products, everything related to goats, productivity, milk production, breeding, insemination, and so on. Various companies, especially feed companies, often contact us actually. And I always treat these feed additives very carefully because the composition can vary. I won't go into detail right now about why we chose this particular company to try. During the video, while showing the feed distribution process, I'll explain why this particular one caught my interest. So what did they send? They sent everything that's needed for goats. Here is the supplement for sheep and goats. This is a general complex supplement. Well, you could say it's a multivitamin, to put it simply. They sent a multivitamin for the breeding males because we have purebred breeding males. Well, I mean for the males. And a complex supplement, which, as I understand it, is a bit different from this supplement, maybe in concentration, but in their composition. So, when I read the instructions about what this supplement is for, it has slightly different properties. That's why we'll be giving all these supplements to the 3 groups of our animals. We'll give this isolate supplement to these goats because they've been through stress. First of all, they moved to a new barn. Secondly, there are young goats here that haven't gone into heat since birth. I mean, I've never seen them in heat at all. And other goats dried off earlier than they should have. I mean, I forced them to dry off and stop their lactation. And they also haven't gone into heat at all since the very beginning of the year. The instructions clearly state the dosage, 50 milliliters per goat per day. With food or with water. I decided we'd give it with water since it's easier. We don't have automatic drinkers. So if the goat doesn't want to drink, she'll end up drinking it today or tomorrow anyway, because she doesn't have a choice.
And secondly, this group doesn't eat grains at all, because I'm afraid they'll get too fat.
This is a group of goats that you could say recently gave birth. One goat went through ketosis. The others are generally in good condition. We will give them a complex supplement. We'll see how it affects their milk yield and condition. Just their overall condition, especially this white goat here who survived ketosis. Next, we will use this 50 milliliter syringe to give it. I'll fill it up like this. Figure it for 3 animals. That means 150 milliliters in the bucket, and that's every day, for 10 days. And I took this syringe. The instructions say that you can give 1 medication, which they sent 10 milliliters for each head. Since I personally worked with similar feeds, I believe there's nothing to worry about. Of course, give these same vitamins, these same vitamin complexes to the kids that were born about a month ago. Give or take 1 or 2 weeks. It won't harm them, it'll only benefit them. Because they are also stressed, they're in shock, they're in a new, rather cool room. But we also have some kids that don't look very good at all. That's because their mother doesn't feed them well, so we basically give them extra feed. So, to put it briefly, besides giving them the concentrate and vitamins in the water, I will also feed the kids by hand. In this group, this bucket is from the group that recently gave birth. I will give it to the sheep and goats. This isolate would have suited them better in terms of composition if only we had managed to get it about a week or 2 earlier. Because that's when ketosis started for us, but it's already over, meaning ketosis has already passed. So I decided that we would give the simple complex then. And as for this isolate, we'll give it to this group. The instructions say that it should help solve the problem of them not getting bread for so long. Well, I mean, they gave birth at the beginning of the year, and because of the weather or for some unknown reason, they still haven't gone into heat. That's strange for goats. Well, that's how it is this year. They should be in heat, but they're not. The instructions say that after a course which is 10 to 15 days, they should go into heat. We'll check. Of course, I read the ingredients before these supplements arrived at home. Because they won't just show up here for no reason. I need the ingredients to be simple, things I can recognize and understand. I mean, some supplements have some secret ingredients and I don't know what they're hiding. Here, the ingredients are very simple. The main component, so to speak, is made up of essential vitamins and supplements that are necessary for the rumen to function. And, well, I can talk about that later and Conifer concentrate. Anyone who has worked on a farm or who has a lot of cows, who has worked with calves, I think everyone knows what a conifer drink for calves is. By the way, why do I keep saying later? Because we're filming a video right now, but we'll be filming it for another 2 weeks. We won't provide everything now and we won't see immediate results. The point of this video is that we'll be giving these supplements for 10 to 15 days and then we'll film the results. The instructions say 50 ml per animal, but that's in the case of general, so to speak, vitamin supplementation. So there is also a different dosage if the animal is emaciated, seriously ill, and so on. So you can administer it by force, but we don't need to do that, so I'll give the standard dosage. We'll do it like this. There's no smell, the bucks aren't in rut, and the does aren't coming into heat either. Well, maybe something will change. Yeah. Viagra, basically. Well.
Go drink some water.
So what here? They're expecting something else. They likely want milk or whey. That's all there is.
Nothing.
By subtitles. Everyone tried and everyone refused. Well, we're not expecting quick results, right? Uh-huh. Whoa, why did you eat so much? Oh, why did you eat so much? We're about to put it in their mouths. We're going to force them to eat it now. They'll bark and cry. Lively one. Lively one. Oh. Did you already eat it or what? A real live wire. You can't even smell him. He doesn't even smell like a buck at all. Live one. That's it, you see, we gave it to them. So, well, the 7th day of the experiment has started, you could say. The 7th or 8th day. Actually, I wrote down all my feedings with these supplements in a notebook. And I recommend you do the same. Because you forget which day you started adding the supplements. Because the course lasts 10 to 15 days. Then you forget who didn't drink well, who didn't eat well. By the way, don't pay attention to the fly. By the way, flies are attracted to this supplement. So, first of all, we have a new building, and there are still a lot of flies. And when you dilute this supplement, flies go straight for it because it's sweet. So, here's what I want to say. What has changed during this time? The most important thing is that during this time, no one has had an allergic reaction. So I know what I'm talking about. The main thing is that no one has had an allergic reaction to the supplement. Everyone takes it well. I add it to water. I have to make the kids take it. It says you should give it for 7 days. I give it for about 10. I will keep giving it. So, by about the 3rd or 4th day, the kids already understood that it's tasty. Apparently they like it. And they ask for it themselves. I give it to them with a syringe. So the instructions say you have to make them take it, well, I won't say the word, through a special device that's used to give all kinds of liquid supplements to animals that have a rumen. so that this liquid doesn't get into the lungs. For example, I don't have such a device. I only use a syringe. I know how to give it carefully with the syringe deep enough in the mouth to avoid getting it into the lungs, and I watch for that. If you don't know how to do it, it's probably better to give the vitamins through water or milk, or through food. We just use water. So I started giving it to the kids deeply with a syringe, and now they drink it themselves. I want to show you now. Our kids are currently nursing. For those who haven't subscribed to the channel before, we just went on vacation and left the kids with their mothers. Now the kids are coming up. They're waiting for the syringe. They know what this is. These are nursing kids. They darn it got used to me because of this vitamin. On what day did this happen? Well, around the 4th. Yeah, the 4th. Oops, I just take it like this. I'll set it up like this. 1, and it just eats it. I am Sama. It will start running around later too. Yes, later it will start climbing too. And when they get scared, you have to hold them tightly like this. Hold the mouth in place. Make sure the tongue is sticking out. You don't need to push the tongue in with the syringe when you start. Just make sure the tongue is sticking out like this, deep. 1, and quickly press the plunger. There. At first, when the kids are still scared, they're afraid of everything. But now you see they've developed a taste for it. Well, come on. Even this one gets scared, but he knows the syringe. He knows the syringe. He wants the syringe. Go away. Quiet. Here. I used to give Iliovit the same way, through a syringe, because I felt sorry for the baby goats. Here. And they actually like this vitamin. Iliovit, of course, is not meant for oral consumption. Apparently it's bitter. This one is sweet and the baby goats drink it. Here. Why did I decide to give it to the baby goats? Because the instructions said that it can be given to newborn animals, then to calves, and to baby goats. These are vitamins for goats.
So I tried it.
What can I say? First of all, there's no allergy. Secondly, they really like drinking it. Thirdly, all of their coats are shiny. Everything is fine. In fact, we had a problem with the kids who didn't have enough milk. One girl even went blind. She had a very severe eye infection. So I gave her thiamine injections. And I also gave her this supplement. And of course I treated her eye. Everything healed. I'm surprised. That's it. Well, of course I think that any good quality vitamin can handle this task. That's it, but we're focusing on this supplement now. Oops. Here it is. Oops. Oops, Pa. They're so wild because they're still nursing. But even though they're wild, they still love it. I still hold them like this because these are kids that aren't used to the bottle. That means they're not fed milk by a person. They're wild. But they still eat this thing anyway. Here, this is a supplement. These are amino acids, and it's a cold-pressed pine extract. Here. I think I already mentioned, or maybe not, that when I worked at the farm, we even made a brew like that ourselves. So we collected pine needles, poured water over them, and gave this liquid to newborn calves. Because everyone knows that calves, especially those born on commercial farms, are all weak, so they need some supplements. That's it. So that's why, as soon as they offered it to me, I agreed when I saw in the ingredients that there is an extract from these pine needles. Because there are a lot of vitamins, a lot of acids that are necessary for kids, calves and lambs, and they won't do any harm. Also, in the supplements, there's ibolit, that's for goats and sheep too. There are special supplements for the rumen, for dairy animals. That's to restore their energy balance. That's why I decided to use it too. Because ketosis started in our farm. We went on vacation and when we returned, one of our goats had ketosis. Well, you can look up what that means. Here she is. You see how skinny she is right now? Here, but she's already active now. When we got back, we treated her with medication and then we gave her this supplement. And now she's active, she's gaining strength, she's eating, everything is good with her. Here. As an energy supplement for the prevention of ketosis. I would also recommend it, of course, after giving birth. Oops. This one is really wild. This one is really wild. She is very wild. And here, look. She grabs the syringe. I'm really surprised about this. Look at that. And this solution, it's not warm, it's cold. I mean, it was here in the shed, it's not heated at all. And look how much they love it. A huge advantage is that you don't have to give them injections. I get a little anxious about that myself. You could hit a nerve here. Right here, when you give an injection. That's why I also try to give vitamins by mouth until they're 2 months old, but they're always unpleasant. And these are so sweet. For me, that's a big plus overall. So, well, how are we doing now? The vitamin has finally started to work, thank God. It seems so. Because our first goat is definitely in heat. We were just giving this group Ibolit, and the instructions said that it helps bring on heat. And we were just giving this group regular goat vitamins. That's it. I specifically gave this group Ibolit so they'd go into heat faster, because we haven't had any heat since last year. That's it. So that it would happen faster. And it looks like this lady wants something. Let's check now. Go. Come on, Ibo. Because run. Come on. What? Okay. That's it, thank God. The first hunt has begun.
We have our first hunt.
These ones by the wall will figure it out soon. Oh. There's not much space, so help. Oh, help. Oh, I gave help. That's what happened. Well, thank God we were worried because we had a problem with the heats. Now we'll wait for the heat of these goats, the little ones, Rosa and Paulina. I don't know, because with her, as they say, there was an incident. The buck attacked her, basically pinned her once. Like I said, maybe she won't anymore. I don't give them food on purpose so they don't get distracted right now. Well, I think there's a result. We already have a result. We've been giving them vitamins for what? This is the 11th day now, and there are already results. Oi. As for flaxseed, I didn't give it to them because these vitamins already contain the whole complex. So, besides the fact that there are amino acids and added vitamins like in regular complexes, there's even more in there. There's also pine needle extract, which is a very good supplement for absolutely all animals, for cows, even for horses and for goats. It's very beneficial. There is pine flour for calves. There are also pine concentrates. When I worked on a farm, we gave them to the calves. We even brewed pine needles for them. And here, it turns out that this concentrate, which is cold pressed, is added to this liquid with vitamins. It's also beneficial. It has a beneficial effect. Even though our fish are not young at all, they all shine. Even though they've been indoors for a long time, they look pretty good. And even more so, she went into heat during the dry period, so she's in the dry period now. I think that's very good. One after another, they started going into heat. Well, thank God, that's good. I believe that vitamins played one of the main roles in this. Well, we have a similar situation. We went on vacation and ended up drying off the milking goats. Yes, ahead of schedule, meaning they're not pregnant, but we dried them off. And I was really afraid that in 2 or 3 months they would get fat and wouldn't be able to get bred. And as luck would have it, none of them are coming into heat at all. So she gave birth in February or maybe in March, and she hasn't come into heat at all, even though she used to come into heat regularly, starting from August. Well, we'll do what we have to do. We'll start breeding them now. Our buck is ready already. They were only getting hay and vitamins so that, well, God forbid, they don't get too fat. I was really worried because, these are the fat pads. The goat is dry, an adult goat, so it's quite something. You can cross the line into obesity. Of course, she might not get pregnant, but she came into heat well, and now we're going to let out the male. Moo, a wonderful moment. Moo, oh, release. So, in general, what conclusion do I want to share? So, it turns out we drank away all the braids. We had 3 groups. So, the braids that need to be covered, the ones that didn't come into heat, those are either adults or young ones. Then another group that gave birth recently, and then there was also a ketotic goat and kids. And the third group is the bucks. So in the first group there was the supplement ibolite, in the second group goats and sheep, and for the bucks, živčik. So what is my personal opinion on this matter? And about živčik? Oh, the stated effect is so complex it affects the sperm, the spermatozoa, and also the embryo itself. Later, in the future, which is being formed, meaning during implantation, during fertilization, and in the composition, in the instructions, this is stated, well, it also mentions, of course, the activity of the male and so on. But since our males were already active and, well, they were fine and they eat well, we don't have such a large herd that they would get tired. Well, I didn't see any changes in that regard. As for good fertilization and sperm quality, we'll see about that in the future, of course. Actually, especially if you have expensive animals or a large farm, it's really important. Because maybe for private owners, hearing this might be kind of shocking. But, for example, when it comes to breeding even cows at large complexes, the quality of sperm is very important. Because the better its quality, the better the reproduction, the healthier the calves are born, and the higher the fertilization rate. So overall, it's very important. Next, about the other group, the one where we had ketosis, where we had kids, and where the goats have just given birth. I was satisfied with everything too, especially if you look at the goat with ketosis, the one that was in really bad shape. Well, of course, treatment was given, IVs were administered, and then we provided supportive care. So this supplement was given, which, according to the instructions, is an energy complex, in addition to other vitamins and acids. And as we can see, she is active, she has recovered. All the kids are also feeling great, which is a huge plus. I already mentioned that the kids gladly take this vitamin. So basically, there's no need to inject them with anything. I like that. I mean, it worked for me. I saw some effect. I saw that everything was fine. Moreover, one of our little goats went blind, and I was treating her as well. And at the same time, I was giving her this supplement. So, goats and sheep and everything, her eye, it turned out, had pus in it. The eye was badly damaged. I thought she would go blind, but it turned out fine. She pulled through. In the end, I didn't give any other injectable vitamins. Honestly, I just wanted to see how it would turn out. And basically, everything turned out great. So she can see, and everything is fine. The third group, they were taking ibolite, and I was satisfied with everything because they went into heat and got bred. Well, that was the main goal, because that's exactly what was in this ibolite. In the instructions, that's what I noted for myself. Well, besides the fact that there are also vitamins in it, and this coniferous concentrate, all these acids, everything that's necessary for the digestive tract of ruminant animals, for lactation, for boosting reproduction. That is, for the onset of estrus. Everything is included in the composition, and what I was specifically interested in was whether they would come into heat, and they did come into heat, got bred, and basically that satisfied me. So I think we can call the experiment a success. I actually like the vitamins, and I would recommend buying them, especially for those who don't like injectable medications. Personally, I'm fine with injections. Well, not talking about the baby goats, of course, because I always feel sorry for them. Their legs are so tiny. I always try to give baby goats medicine orally, even if it's not an injectable medication. So, of course, a vitamin supplement that you can add to water or feed will be convenient for people like that. So I recommend it. I liked it. I'll also add that we didn't give it in the feed, but in the water, and we gave it to the baby goats. I gave it directly, that is, individually to each one, every day, and I gave it for 12 days. Although the instructions say to give a little less, I gave a bit more. If you're interested in this product, you can learn more about it by following the link below this video. And there are also supplements for birds, for pigs, for cows, so it's not just for goats. And you can purchase it on Ozon, on Yandex Market, and on Wildberries. By the way, we have a promo code 5 for a discount if you buy on Ozon. If you still have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments, and I'll try to answer all of them. That's it. Good luck to everyone and goodbye, and I wish you healthy animals, the kind that can't sit still, chubby ones like this. Bye everyone.